Hi everyone, good morning or good evening. Andy here from Rarity Market. Today I'm interviewing Samuel Gillis from Michigan, United States. Samuel is painting since the early age of 14, and to Rarity Market he came with a contemporary art collection called Bling Society, and you can see it on the wall right behind me, at least some of the pieces. We're going to talk about the collection inside the interview, and we're going to get to know Samuel. So let's see the interview. Okay, so hi Sam, good morning. How are you?
Morning. It's early, but it's a good day.
Good day. Where are you at?
Michigan.
Michigan. Far away, far away. Samuel, we wanted to hear your thoughts and talk to you a little bit about the collection that you have on Rarity Market and get to know you. And we want also the viewers to get to know you. So I'll start with a few questions and then we can just go ahead and develop the discussion between us, right?
Okay.
Cool. So I know from your profile on LinkedIn that you studied at the Indiana University. Is that right?
Um, it's goes back farther than that. So, you want to hear the whole story of how my university went?
Well,
It's
I want to hear the juicy stuff, if there's any.
the good stuff is I started out in the '90s at Columbia College, then took a break, went to the Atelier Alternative for 12 years, which is classically training by Edwin Myers,
Right.
where I learned all different classical techniques, mixing paint, stuff. I used to do realism. I used to spend a year on one painting
So it was art from the very beginning, from day one.
from probably from 14 years old on. I was doing artwork.
Okay. Very cool.
Um, it's been a rough ride with my life and everything, but other than that, with the art part, it keeps me going.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've created upwards probably now of over 20 some thousand paintings
That's crazy.
and sketches, whatever. Um, it could be various mediums, techniques, and styles. My goal is always to have been to beat Picasso,
Okay, that's
and he's
cool.
got 40 some thousand paintings or something like that, and sculptures and ceramics and stuff like that.
So 20 more to
Um,
go.
yeah, I could do it.
Very nice.
I paint feverishly, and um, yeah, back to the school thing. I've been to a few universities, and uh, believe it or not, the thing that's holding me up for my degree is two math classes.
All right.
I have enough credits for 2 degrees because I transferred from different universities.
Mm-hmm.
And when I met she became my wife in 2010, we had a gallery called Gallery Swarm where December 18th, 2010 is our first show. I closed the gallery down, Maison Rouge Gallery, and opened that one simultaneously just by myself and her, literally a few blocks away, closing one, opening one,
Where was
6,000
this? In Chicago?
Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it was a challenge closing Maison Rouge down and opening at the same time. But I did it with her help, and uh, we were there for a while, and we nurture artists, we feed them because I'm like an Italian grandma. I cook like one anyway, and that's what they always would say. You cook really well. We have friend Thanksgiving, whatever. We
Mm-hmm.
have clients over. We have artists. We try to get that community of artists and clients, and
So it was like a
just
hub,
yeah,
basically.
like a hub.
Mm-hmm.
After every event, we would go out and have pizza at Rinaldi's and play games like 4 in the morning and stuff like that. And everybody just talk art and stuff. That's like when the Impressionists were around. That's how it used to be. Everybody get around and talk art. And I feel like community like that is not as much as it used to be.
That's so cool. I
And
mean, yeah, I know what you're saying about the current situation with artists and all that. But tell me something. Was it a successful hub? I mean,
it was very successful. Um, it was successful until we it was still an ongoing thing. Gallery Swarm became Wrinkleart.com, which is an
mhm.
online platform and we
We'll
do
get to
problem
that in a
sets and
second.
stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
But what I was going to say about it all leads to the same path, I guess. But it was successful. Then my wife got a job as a producer in Indiana for ABC News. She was a writer. So we took that job, closed down the gallery there, and that's where I wound up at Indiana University.
Mhm.
Thanks to her when she was alive, that she got me going to do my degree. I've been chasing it for what, 20 years or so,
Wow.
and still chasing it because math is just beyond me. Artists don't know math sometimes, and I'm one of them.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
You think there's no coloration between math and art? I think otherwise. There has to be something.
there's something that's keeping me from passing math. I don't know. I had my professor tutor me. I've taken it 5 times the class and I can't get past it. So it's a challenge. And maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. It's not the end all if I don't have a degree. I
Right.
still do what I do.
So I mean, you said 20,000 artworks. Where are these? Are these all you sold
Um,
them or?
they're all over the world. I have stuff. I, our goal, my wife and I, when she was alive, was given the gift of art. So I've given away a lot of art
Right.
to charities, people that have a story, um, people that lost a loved one. I would do a portrait of their animal or person or loved one. Or I've probably given away thousands of paintings myself
Mhm.
just because I feel their story or I just want to give the gift. Like
Right.
right now, I'm working on this one I showed you the sketch of for a toy guy.
Mhm.
His story was interesting, and I'm doing like a breakdancing of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So that I gave to him, and it's not all about to me, and it's not all about the money. Um, and I think just having art out in the world and being able to make somebody happy is a good thing.
So were you able to make a living with art, doing art?
I've been chasing that dream for a long time. It's feast or famine.
Mhm.
It's always been feast or famine with me. Maybe I just don't promote myself properly, or I just give too much, or I'm not sure what my. If you really dove into what I've been through, it's like just with my wife passing away, and from when I was young, it's been like an uphill battle with stuff, and that's probably a whole different story. Like substance abuse, which I don't do anymore, stuff like that. Loss
Okay.
of my mom because she was mentally ill in a halfway house for most of my life, and she died in a halfway house type setting. Um, just a lot of tragedies happen in my life. But art keeps me going. My dog Bella. You know, but I keep trucking. That's what I do. Thanks to
Right.
my wife, especially when she was alive. Her name is Glendy Metalia.
Mhm.
Um, she kind of hyphenated my name, Glendy X Metalia Gillis. The celebrity LA type, she's from LA, so they all seem to do that there.
Cool stuff.
There's a lot more. I'm
Uh,
writing a book about it
um,
actually.
you mentioned substance abuse, right?
Mm,
Tell me a bit about that.
from
What happened?
14, uh, from 14, because my mom was in and out of mental hospitals all my life,
Mhm.
pretty much. There's a little time where she was okay, but it wound up when I was 18. She wound up back in and never regained her sanity too much, really. She's always in and out from like 18 on the rest of my life, or rest of her life. Um, but I started when I was 14 doing drugs and alcohol. A lot of it. Everything you could do probably without shooting up or doing crack. I did it. Acid, marijuana.
How did you escape it?
Uh, you know what? It was rough, but I did. I just
Do you have
I have
support or was it, you know?
no real support. It was a rough one. I went through a rough period for a couple of years.
Mhm.
Stopped doing artwork, you know, stopped. I was a musician too. I minored in music at Columbia, but I stopped all that stuff for 2 years and just like sat like a lump on a log, just
Mhm.
not doing anything pretty much. My grandparents took me in. Mary and Arthur Gillis, and they were my coping mechanism for 2 years. And one day I just was laying in, like, thinking nothing's ever going to happen again with art. And I like heard a voice in my head, a female voice. It was like an angel or something saying, "Start doing art again. Start doing art." I was like, um, it was rough, and I literally took $3,000, went to Genesis Artist Village in Chicago, and
Hmm.
plopped $3,000 worth of supplies, easels, paints, canvases. Did not know if I would even continue to do it,
Hmm.
and set up in my grandparents' basement in Chicago on Damon and Diversey, and started doing Bob Ross paintings. Thanks to Ross, he watching his shows and just trying to beat his time was good.
Wow. Okay.
I got to 40 minutes, but now I could do them quicker. I could do them like 5 minutes each painting.
Cool
But
stuff.
then I contacted my mentor from Columbia College, which his name was Evan Myers, who had a place on Clark near Foster in Chicago
Hmm.
called the Atelier Alternative, which is a schooling outside of university, which was like a way of thinking, way of doing art, just classical training techniques, Verdasio Grisaille, French Nucella Prima. Um, he was like, it was oil painting, straight up oil painting. You spend a year on one painting. I mean, it was literally like, "Are you done yet?" I'm like thinking to myself, "Am I done yet with this painting?" I ask him, "Hey, it looks good, right? Do you think it's really good, or do you think you could push it even
Oh
further?"
man. Okay.
I'm like,
Oh, Jesus.
there was a time for months that I would spend mixing paint. You would take like 4 colors or 5 colors and white, and you would make hundreds of colors out of that. And there was a time where it's like, you know, paint's expensive. So you get the student brand 200 mil Winsor Newtons, and we'd be mixing paint for hours upon end. Or at least I was at that level where I was mixing paint. And at the end of it, you know what you do with it? You don't even paint with it. You just throw it out and start again next week and remix it and remix it and remix it until you get it
That's
done right.
crazy.
I can make every color on the color wheel. I could, you know, I could do a lot with painting. People say I'm slacking a little bit. My, friends and stuff say, "You're slacking. You're not doing those paintings anymore." Year-long paintings. With the way my mind fires stuff out,
Mm.
I couldn't spend a year on a painting nowadays. I mean, I'm like, I don't know if it's ADD or what. I just shoot all over the place with my styles. So I'm kind
Okay.
of prolific that way, where I like, for a while I'll do like cartoon art, or I'll do abstracts or landscapes, but I always revisit them again and again and again and again. Like, I have a whole series called the Sidehead series, which I made a whole existence of side heads, like the Bling Society. I did.
So the Bling Society is not this style that defines you basically, right?
No,
Okay.
probably what defines me is a style that I've been, like the side heads. If you ever seen those,
Hmm.
there's unfortunately about a year ago, um, I had thousands of paintings in storage for my collection and what I collected and my own art and stuff. There was like a 20 by 20 unit. Unfortunately, because my wife passed away, I couldn't continue to pay it. I lost it to Storage Wars, and they took all
Sorry
my
to hear that.
paintings. It's kind of like, oh, what can I do? I mean, I kept the storage units for like 10 years. I couldn't keep up with them anymore. And a collector got them. I keep in contact with him. He's hoping to like do something with it, but ultimately it's not my work anymore. It's like given to, I own the rights to my work, but he owns
Yeah.
the artwork itself.
Hmm.
And I tried. That's all I could do. It's a new chapter in my book of my life, or whatever you want to do. I started fresh. I'm doing all these small paintings now, and I did a bunch of NFTs and stuff like that.
What's
But
the
I feel
style that you like the most, basically? I think from
like
everything that you've
the
done.
cooning, the style. I've been told I've been like the cooning with my style.
Hmm.
If you're familiar with that artist, it's abstract expressionism
Okay.
for the most part, and I love working big, but unfortunately, I don't have a place to work big. I'm thankful to my dad let me stay at his place. I'm like on top of his stuff. So it's like, I keep it nice, work small. It's like a little spa, get away for a while from everything and just get back to doing stuff.
Right.
Which, I flip toys, I do art, I have the gallery, I keep busy. So it's like good with that.
You said you have the gallery. I mean, in our chat, so you mentioned that you're going to get to that sometime in the future.
I have the online version of it.
The
And
wrinkle art.
right.
Okay.
And I do pop-up events.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't done one, and I had one lined up for beginning of this year, but unfortunately I got COVID at the time, so I had to cancel it. It was a lot of wasted money and time and stuff like that at the last minute, which took a lot of stuff. But not like, it's just the time and effort I put into a big show with other artists and stuff like that.
Right. I wanted to get back to
Sorry, I
uh,
sidetrack easily.
sorry. No, no problem, no problem at all. When we've talked, you mentioned that you've been tutoring people that were in the same place where you were, with substance abuse and all that.
Mhm.
Um, Tell me a
I've
little bit about that.
yeah, I've taught a lot to groups of people, individuals,
Hmm.
100 people at a time. Um, I, we nurtured people that have, you know, most of the artists have some kind of issues. Most everybody has an issue of some sort, mental, whatever, substance.
Hmm. Hmm.
And when we had Gallery Swarm, we would, open our doors, or it was a big thing, order pizza or make food for them, give them supplies, have fun, do artwork. I tried to be like nurturing, but not so like in a training mode of like, this is classical training or whatever it is, or it's more like express yourself, we'll critique at the end, maybe like,
Like a support club.
yeah, like sport
Hmm.
club in a sense.
Hmm.
We have up to 20 people in the gallery at once,
Wow. Okay.
um, painting, chit chatting for hours upon end. It would happen quite a bit. Yeah. So it was a good time, and that carried on into Indiana. In California, did a little bit of that too. Um, then I wound up after California to Texas for my wife's cancer treatment, where that's where she passed. Um, I still kept doing the artwork and toy stuff,
Hmm.
mainly the artwork that kept me going. And, you know, I met people out there. We had like a lot of people we knew that had cancer and their support family. I would gift artwork to different charities out there for cancer help. And um, I've I've done a lot of charity work, and
Beautiful.
thanks. And the families of the loved ones that passed away, because we knew like literally 20, 30 people that had cancer with their families in like the hospitality house. There's only one left out of all of them,
Wow.
which is very sad.
It is.
Um,
It is.
that's why my motto nowadays is, if I did a whole series called the Golden Lights series. You never saw those.
No, I
It
didn't.
has gold in it and stuff like that. I entered them in the Luxembourg competition because my wife asked me to on her, before she passed away. I got a merit award
Okay.
from them. It was a prize competition, but I got the merit award. They liked my work so much. So it was like, I think the last two words of that statement I did for it, which I'll share with you later, is fuck cancer.
Yeah.
I put that on my wedding ring and everything. I etched my artwork on it. But unfortunately, my wedding rings and stuff were pawned off because I had to survive.
I
Um,
think cancer hits everybody. I don't know. I think,
it's a sad thing.
yeah, everybody has someone in their family that passed away or at least had cancer. My grandfather died of cancer. I had a good friend in Colorado, in Colorado Springs. He died of cancer. It's just a disease of the century, I think,
Yeah, it's a disease.
unfortunately. Yeah.
I don't mean to make this I hope it's not a sad interview, but you asked for it. This
Yeah,
is
I know.
interview.
I know. I mean, the most important thing is to, go forward, and
Oh yeah, for sure.
this is life. I mean,
Yep.
you need just to move on and make the best out of it.
Oh, for sure. That's what I'm trying really hard to do.
And if
It's a
art
challenge every
helps,
day,
if art is the thing to do and it helps, then why not?
for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
For sure.
So I wanted to know about the Bling Society. What inspired that collection, and what is it basically? I mean,
You
you can
know,
see it in the behind some of
yeah, I
those.
see it. I like it. How'd you do that? I'm not sure, but it's pretty cool.
Photoshop, I'll show you.
Yeah, thanks. Bling Society. Well, you know, a while back, I started hearing about NFTs and stuff like that, and I'm like the like Sam Go Picasso of today. Like, he always was on the edge of new stuff. Like, he wanted to stay on the forefront of like art,
Yeah.
Picasso. Um, so I was approached by some IIT guys at a Starbucks in Chicago that are kind of trying to do what you're doing. But I was actually introduce you guys to them because they want to try to do stuff. If you guys could all talk and figure it out. But they wanted me to create NFTs, and I was like, sounds like a plan. But then we lost contact because now I'm in Michigan and stuff like that. But moving forward with it, I made so many variations of each character. There's like 100 of them in my files. And the way I came up with Bling Society is it's like a like um Bling Society pretty much is wealth. It's a wealth
Wealth, okay.
society. And I kind of like tie it in with like Bling. This is like the 1% of the wealth, whatever. There's a whole story about them. It's like they all have their own little thing. Like, if I could, I wish I could pull it up and read it because it's probably much better to read the story instead of figuring it out. But I kind of tie Bling into wealth, and like it's like fuck you to wealth in a sense, in a way. Like, the 1% has everything.
So is there a reflection of materialism nowadays? Materialism.
I would think so. Materialism is, it's all sociological.
Hmm.
The how we live and stuff. We need money to survive. Blah blah blah. It's a shame
Yeah.
that it's like that, and I see so many people suffering and starving, and you go in LA, you see all the homeless people and everything. So it's kind of like, yeah, fuck you the wealth. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, I understand you need it to survive in this world, but it
Unfortunately,
makes
we
a lot of
do.
bad.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of bad stuff happen, and it makes a lot of good stuff happen, I guess.
Mhm.
And this is like portraits of wealth.
Right. So these are just digital formats, right? There is no physical format for this.
No physical formats of these guys. They're all
Hmm.
digital.
Okay, cool.
I created them in a program that I feel is a lot better than Photoshop. It's called Gimp.
Hmm.
Uh,
Open
I like
source. Yeah. Hmm.
I love open source stuff, and it works well. Um, I like digital. I mean, I do sculptures. I mean, I think it's you know in the day when I was in Atelier, we were thinking about it when digital came out with like the iPads and being able to do stuff in Photoshop.
Hmm.
People were like, "Oh, that's not real art" and stuff like that. And it's like, look at it now. There's NFT galleries. There's like, digital is painting is starting to be like a dinosaur compared to digital. I feel in a sense, but I'll keep painting. I'll keep digital. What's the next thing? I might do that too. Who knows?
Well, art and beauty are in the eyes of the beholder. I mean,
That's for
you,
sure.
you cannot judge somebody because he likes paintings or digital art. It's both art and it's both beautiful. And I mean, if you like it, then who am I to judge?
Yeah, someone might
Um,
like one painting, but 20 people might hate it.
exactly, exactly. and what will happen in 2, 3, 5 years from now when everybody will be connected to a metaverse or something, and you'll come home, connect to it, and you'll have art on your wall and a statue
Yeah.
here, and that will be crazy. That's something
Yeah, I'm
that's
not sure
will be
about the
awesome.
metaverse. I'm still trying to figure it out. Is it the Matrix or what is it?
I hope not. I
I
hope
hope not
not.
either. Those are good movies, but I don't want it to be my reality
Yeah,
or like Terminator or something.
there was this movie with Bruce Willis, where they are connected to these machines. I don't remember the name of the movie, but it was the same thing. Everybody was connected to a machine, and nobody was really, outside, and everybody was just home.
That's what COVID's doing to people. It's making them stay inside, which I don't like. I like being out in the world.
Yeah.
Sorry. I had the shots. I get what it's about, but I can't be locked in.
Hmm.
And that's what's going to happen one day. I'm not saying in my lifetime, but everybody's going to be like, we're not going to go outside. We just stay inside. Everything's here. Wouldn't that be scary?
I don't want to see that. I don't
I
want to
don't
see
want to see
that.
that either. I like nature. I like being out in the world.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Tell me a little bit about Wrinkleart. That's one of your platforms, or
Yeah, wrinkleart.com
hmm
is online gallery which hosts Toy Fine Inc., which is my creation of combining toys and art,
hmm
like as a platform to sell. One day I might try to get a physical location again
okay.
and combine them both. I think it's a pretty cool idea. Vintage toys, artwork. We have various artists like Roger Moy, we have Ryan Carey, um,
How
Jacob.
did you guys come together? I mean, working
Some
on.
are from the gallery swarm and some I find.
Okay.
You know, I have a I have an app which is easy. People just artists just go onto the site, go to the artist sign up, download an Apple app or or Google what Android app, and they could
Hmm.
just upload their own portfolio to the pages, and I approve them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's much easier than me having to do all the work. I've been doing it all for a long time, promoting, you know, updating the sites.
Hmm. So it's
Yeah, it's
like
a lot
their
of work.
gallery and they promote themselves.
I try to get artists to promote themselves also with what we do.
Hmm.
It's hard to get artists to promote because they want to just create. I mean, I get it. I was that guy. I just wanted to create and have everybody do work for me and stuff like that, and have them promote and stuff. But honestly, if to make stuff successful and help everybody out, it's like everybody should help promote and do stuff like
You
that.
need exposure. I mean,
Right.
you can have the most super cool art, and nobody will see it if it's not promoted, and it's nowhere to be seen.
That's for sure. And I feel that it's all helps each other, you know, and it's
Absolutely.
we don't charge any fees to be on the site other than a commission because we do all the like for instance, if they upload their portfolio and they want to be on products, I do add them to all the products, like the
Hmm.
shoes, the dresses, and stuff like that. That I
Okay.
have to control because I have to create the designs and stuff like that to put to the products. But that gives them a lot of exposure if somebody buys a shirt with their artwork on it or something like that.
Hmm.
Shoes, whatever, iPhone case. So it's a lot of work, a website.
Is there a
And
specific type of art that you guys accept, or it's open to everybody?
it's open for everybody.
Hmm.
If it's something, you know, it's still juried. If it's something that we like and we give opportunity to artists that don't have many opportunities, we like if they only have two paintings and I love their work, I would put them in the gallery.
Hmm.
Like when we had our 6,000 square foot building, some artists were like, well, I don't have a lot of artwork. I have like 3 pieces, 5 pieces. That's it. You won't accept anything less than 20 pieces or more or whatever, like
Right.
most galleries do. We try to give opportunity to those that don't have the opportunity. And if I like it, I'll be like, that could go on our show. We'll promote you. We'll do this and that and whatever to get you in it. And it made a lot of people happy because they had places to show
Mhm.
and be part of an event and stuff like that.
Right. Well, when did you guys open it?
It all started in 2010 as Gallery Swarm. Then it phased into Wrinkle Art.
So
Back
online it went when?
about when my wife started getting sick, probably like 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
That's when we went fully online for the most part,
Mhm.
and pop-up events. We did a lot of pop-up events in Texas. We did some in California, but that was something Gallery Swarm. I was going to do some in Chicago until I moved to Michigan, but I'll do some in Michigan eventually. I just gotta
Gotcha. Very cool. So if
yeah.
somebody wants to find your art, I mean, besides the one that is, besides the stuff that is on Rarity, they can go to Wrinkleart and learn more about you and what you're doing, right?
Yes,
Cool.
for sure.
Absolutely nice. Well, I really thank you for all the answers. I think we had a cool chat.
Yeah, I
This
hope
is
you
what,
enjoyed it. It was a nice chat. Nice having a
yeah, well,
conversation.
absolutely fantastic to know more about you. I mean, I was looking forward for this. So we'll put this online as soon as possible, and probably people will see it and start coming to the site and
Okay.
browsing around. So thank you very much.
I wish I had the background you did.
I'll send you one
Yeah, 31, please.
for the next interview.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for having me for an interview.
Absolutely. Anytime, buddy. Anytime. Thank you so much.
No problem.